just all right. We are streaming now, and I'm joined by Aaron. We're doing a common DevOps debrief on our Hermes Agent installation. Um, so, uh, okay. So actually, Aaron, you this is your VPS. Can you tell us a little bit just about what we're even dealing with here?
Oh man, I don't even we I forget if we recorded uh some of these ideas before. But the whole premise of having like I guess it was you recorded your own private thing about having a secure Hermes setup that was like separated. Uh so
Hmm.
there's the client and the server. So we have this a Docker container, but this is much more similar to how OpenAI and Anthropic have their like web interface setup, which is like kind of a chatbot that is isolated and then connects out to another more, I don't know, powerful, like capable machine, right?
Hmm. Okay, yeah. So no, that that kind of makes sense. So this is somewhat replicating even the way that like enterprise might sandbox one of these agents. Um, so we are sandboxing. In fact, that is part of our objective with all of this. And let's see. So I know it's a Linux machine. It's got a gig of RAM and a gig of swap, like 20 gigs of storage space. Um, so that's not the biggest. That's actually a pretty tiny system by whatever modern standards, but it's pretty affordable, and we wanted to see if we could get it done. Spoiler alert: the answer is yes, but
uh, yeah, so for reference, it was what, $22 for a year to rent this. Um, so
sounds about
yeah,
right.
pretty
Yeah.
cheap. Yeah, like and we spent uh, the hardest part was hooking it up to Discord, really. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. We've been through the installation at least twice now as a group, and by far this way through, the Discord part was really tricky actually. Um, but we were able to get some help from the bot itself once we had bootstrapped it enough. So so we created a channel for it in our server for Common DevOps. Right now, we haven't rolled out the bot for general consumption, but it's here. And yeah, we you tag it and you're like, hey Hermes, uh, like we're streaming on YouTube.
I don't think you're sharing that part. All I see is just
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
right. Hang on. Let me I keep forgetting that I'm sharing the whole desktop over there. Um yeah, basically so I typed over here hey Hermes, we're sharing on YouTube. And I guess one little tip here that we picked up is there are pretty fine grained permissions in the way that Discord lets you assign permissions by role or permissions for bots. And we granted, I think, three permissions. One is to uh, read the message history, one is to write messages, and one is to create uh, public and private threads. So maybe four permissions. And the thread is kind of what pops out in the side. of a chat window or like a channel like this. And so anyway, yeah, I'm like, hey, we're streaming, and it created a new thread automatically for us. And yeah, it's responding, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, yo, Aaron, hop in.
Yeah, I think one important point would be to just cover how much it costs from like the brain behind this. So this is different than
Yeah,
like back in the day when we were messing around with IRC and like slash commands. Like you can kind of like hack around and kind of do some of this stuff without all these extra steps that we just jumped through. But it is more interesting and powerful in many ways. It's also a lot more autonomous. Like we were like it's like saving its own memory and creating folders and stuff on the VPS. But we tested with uh, a DeepSeek model, right? And it was like 18 cents for like two messages, and then or like this is going to get
yeah,
expensive pretty
yeah.
quick.
That was exactly it. It was uh, yeah. We tested with DeepSeek and um, we tested with two DeepSeek V4 models. One is the Pro version, and one is the Flash version. Oh, here actually, they're broken down here by which model. So Pro, we've already spent 18 cents, and it was just a few minutes. So we switched to Flash, which is dramatically cheaper, and so far we've only spent 2 cents. But incidentally, the way that we came to this choice was by looking at the benchmarks on Open Router, looking at the price per token, and just kind of like competency here. And this is how we got to. Wait a second. Oh, it actually saying Minimax M3 is the deal here. So here's where DeepSeek V4 Pro is. I feel like this is re-ranked. I think like just 20 minutes ago, it actually had DeepSeek V4 Pro ahead. So that's interesting. Uh, well, anyway, oh, dude, actually, then I think we should probably switch to Minimax M3
Yeah,
because
yeah.
currently
I
down
wonder.
here we're using V4 Flash, and it's almost the same price, but Minimax M3. Oh, I know what it was. I put it on this agentic index score. That was the difference. So here's how DeepSeek V4 Pro came out ahead, and Flash is below it by a few points, but significantly cheaper. Yeah,
I wonder if it's worth like periodically having it like automatically switch models based on cost here. I mean,
I
the end
bet.
goal here is really just to run it locally and not worry about the cost so much and
Mm-hmm.
more about, performance, but I could see that being kind of an interesting experiment.
Yeah, yeah, actually, and Hermes is able to do some of that stuff. So Hermes model is I'm on the command line now. This is how we configured Open Router and all that stuff. But and I'm just gonna get out of there. But also Hermes can introspect. Which I'm gonna exit because it's saying it's still connected to the V4 Pro model. Um, and so basically just type Hermes on the command line once it's installed. And I'm going to ask it, hey, can you, don't do this, but can you switch your own model based on open router prices? Yeah. So let's see what happens. So we did configure everything on a super lightweight VPS, which would never be able to run a language model like this. So now here we're just using the Open Router API to sort of outsource that part. For the future, though, we're going to figure out how to do this locally without relying on Open Router at all. Um, but okay, I mean, I just asked Hermes what it could do, and it is capable of changing its own model. It would effectively run this command itself, and I don't know. Seems plausible, actually. So let's see here. For Discord though, uh, the biggest challenge was inviting it to the server and getting it into any of the actual chat rooms. That's where things really were falling apart, I would say. And the tricks there, I suppose, were what it was guild. So like we would only allow it to be installed via guild, not via user. Um, and then the scope. We needed to add the bot scope. That was the
Yeah,
big
that
problem.
was we were just thinking like, okay, we wanted to be able to read messages and also send messages, but the actual bot scope was kind of like glossed over by us.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Um, I At the beginning of this very long work session, I was just kind of like pointing out some stuff on GitHub to Ian. So there are some safety concerns, which is why it's all sandboxed with Hermes itself.
yeah.
Just a
Oh
quick call
yeah.
out.
That was so interesting, actually. It'd be really cool to dig in on all of the CVEs, the live exploits that Hermes is shipping with right now. Oh, there's so much to say actually about what we did to lock down the VPS a little bit, and with these exploits in mind, we're not running the web gateway. We're only running a Discord gateway. Um, yeah, there's a lot to say about SSH and sudo and a couple of things that we did to actually get this running. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I'll just give a quick preview before we both take off. But I'll share my screen real quick.
okay, cool. Here, let me
Okay.
flip over.
So just like digging through the CI/CD pipeline, this was running this one scan. This is Hermes Agent's
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
repo. And yeah, just found this artifact. I think there's like a 5-day retention for this to be able to download, and then pulled up the actual stuff was showing, and it's just like, okay, a bunch of stuff that here are all the CVEs that are warning messages, but you know what? It still was a green light here, so I don't know, man. It's very concerning, but we'll dig in.
Yeah,
We'll dig into that later.
yeah. No, that's amazing. Yeah, it got a check mark, except the logs are filled with, I mean, what would probably be considered a fatal warning, or like a fatal error, not just like a warning. When you're shipping an exploitable, a remote code like execution or something like that, like that's not a warning. That's a critical error, and it should have
This
errored
thing,
out, but it actually
yeah.
gave it a check mark instead. So
I mean, that happens all the time. There's so many misconfigurations. I feel like this is the biggest risk for a lot of people. It's just like turning on a security scanner and assuming it works. Or like, task successfully failed kind of ideas, where it's like, okay, we're testing or we're running some sort of scanner, but not looking at the results and just like having it like skip or pass.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's also the kind of thing where if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't have like some expertise, the language model is not going to be helping you. You've got to know how to read this stuff. Um, if you can't
Yeah.
read, yeah. Well, okay, so that's actually really cool. I kind of feel like we should probably just revisit all of this at some point because
Oh,
we're just
yeah.
like really quickly recounting, I don't know, 3 hours of work basically without an outline or anything. So there's a lot, there's so much, and we don't have time right now, but
Yep.
it works, man. It's connected. The common DevOps Discord server is out there. Um, it can be found. Like it's not secret. I'm not going to drop the link like at the exact moment, but if this interests you, then we're actively developing this stuff right now. So um, anyway, so you have any final words, Aaron? All right.
Nope. See you, bro.
Yeah. Until next time, man. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and Hermes is working in Discord. It's pretty cool. All right. Take care, man.